Man, do we have an exciting video for you today. Not only do we have one, but we have two of the hottest SUVs out there. And in order to do two vehicles, I had to enlist the help of the beautiful Cynthia, AKA my wife, the better half. So Cynthia, what do you have there?
I've got this beautiful BMW X5M competition.
Yes, that's a hot competition model, and I have the hot Porsche Cayenne S Coupe.
Let's go and do a little comparison.
Let's do it. Okay, some of you might be saying, hey, this isn't a very fair comparison. This X5M has 200 horsepower more than this Cayenne S, and that is true. However, this is the reality. We are parents. We have even a short window to even film this before we go pick up the kids, and we'll probably include that in the video too. And you know how hard it is to get two of these hot SUVs at the same time, and if they have them, and you take them, you're not gonna complain. Hey, this X5M, hey, can I get a M50i instead? No, it doesn't work like that. So we will take in consideration the extra horsepower this X5M has, but you know what? They're actually closer than you think, because how much is this BMW?
And this X5M, actually with options, comes in around 143,000.
143K. This Cayenne S Coupe with options comes in at $134,000. So it's only $9,000 difference, which is not a lot when you're spending this much money. Hey, if you're shopping for one of these, you might consider one of these. I think the first one we should take out is a big blue. Cynthia, you gonna drive?
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay, a little behind the scenes action here. I told you we'd probably have to go pick up the kids because this is real, and I want to just share with you some things about how we do things on the channel, especially when we do car reviews. And some people go and they comment, hey, how come you had a blue car at one point and now you have a black one or a red one? Or it's because most of the time when I'm actually filming these reviews, I'm doing it by myself. And I can't film and drive by myself. It's just physically impossible. So I use what's called B-roll. It's footage from the manufacturer, or however I can get footage. And it's really tough these days. The kids only go to school half the time and then they're at home. And in order for us to even get car-to-car shots to share with you, we have to actually buckle them up and bring them along with us. So it doesn't make it very easy at all.
Okay, you can come behind me again.
Which takes forever to get them ready.
Yeah, it takes forever to get them ready, and like the day's almost over now, and we're going to try to get this recording in before it starts raining or snowing, or it basically gets dark. And this is what we have to deal with. Yes, is it going to take? No, the faster that we do it, the faster we get home. All right. Okay, so we are in the X5M. Let's get to some of the nitty-gritty right off the bat. So under the hood of this X5M is a 4.4 liter twin turbo, and this is the competition, so it puts out, wait for it, 617 horsepower. Yes, that is a whole bunch of horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, and that's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission with drive logic. And what drive logic is on the gear shifter there is a little toggle with 1, 2, and 3 dashes, and depending on how aggressive you want your transmission to react and to gear down and gear up, how hard you want to hold the gears, that's what's going to be determined. And you can also adjust that in your vehicle settings, which we'll get to in a second. This is also equipped with the adaptive M suspension with active roll bar stabilization. It makes a big difference on this vehicle when you actually change your suspension settings, let's say from normal, sport, sport plus for instance, and it really stiffens it up. Under normal, it's actually very usable, and it's not like the X5M that we tested last year, which was so rough. This is actually usable for day-to-day driving. What do you think, Cynthia?
I think it drives and rides very firm, but also it feels very smooth.
Yeah, so it's smooth and firm. It's not just like wishy-washy or way too stiff. And I absolutely agree with you there. What do you think of the look of this vehicle, Cynthia?
When we went to pick up the car, I felt love right away with this car. It just looks really eye-catching. I love the color, and it's not over-exaggerating. It's not like, look at me, all the type of car. And yeah, it just...
Yeah, the styling is kind of understated. You do know it's something more than just a regular X5, but it really is quite subtle. The color, I'll agree with you. I love the color. Absolutely love, love, love blue. You know, I'm a big fan of blue.
Your first BMW is blue, I remember.
Yes, my very first BMW, my 335, was actually blue. It was a Montego blue, and this isn't too far off of that blue. Of course, with 617 ponies under the hood, this thing is blinding quick. 0 to 60 miles an hour, 3.8 seconds in the competition model, 3.9 in the non-competition model. And when you get going that quick, that fast, you need good braking. So you have large 15.5-inch cross-drilled rotors with 6 piston calipers behind these wheels. By the way, the wheels, staggered wheels, 20-inch in the front, 21-inch in the back, and there are huge 315s in the back, giving it a super wide stance. And you need good brakes for a vehicle this size. This thing is almost 5,000 pounds. It's not a sports car by any means. So driving this on a day-to-day basis, you have to have a nice interior. You have to be comfortable. And sitting in here, well, let's talk about these seats. These are these M Sport seats. Not only do they look good, they feel good, they're heated, they're ventilated, but they have
massage. I do have them on right now.
Okay, so I'm going to turn mine on right now too. So yeah, the massage feature. This X5M features the latest iDrive 7 system, and that is displayed on the 12.3-inch screen, and you have a 12.3-inch digital cockpit on that side as well. You have a head-up display. One thing you like, we're doing some car-to-car, is you like the steering wheel.
Oh, it feels solid, especially comparing to what I used to drive, and those little skinny, steering wheels. So this feels very, very grounded.
It's a little more substantial than our Toyota Highlander steering wheel, let's just say. Plus it's heated, and it's heated all the way around.
Not the only part, half of it.
If you're driving this day to day, one feature that's extremely, extremely handy, especially if you're in rush hour, is the traffic jam assistant on this one. And we had a chance to try that out. So what happens if you are driving under 60 kilometers an hour on specific roads, like a highway or freeway, and you're in a traffic jam, you can activate that traffic jam assistant. So it does basically your adaptive cruise control with steering assist, but it's unlimited. So it'll just keep on going and drive itself as long as all the protocols are met. So, the sensors are clean. It has a good view of the road, all this, everything's working, and it'll just do it indefinitely as long as you're under 60K. So that's a pretty good feature, and we tested it. It does work very well. I wish it would work above 60K, right? But hey, it's a good start. So Cynthia, what do you like about this X5M?
One thing's interesting for me was the first time I drove this by myself. I went to a parking lot and parked the car, and then I was trying to figure out how to lock the car. Guess what? You don't have to. You can simply just walk away from it. It just locks by itself.
So this has the enhanced comfort access, and so yeah, as long as you have that key fob in your pocket. You can just walk away and it'll just lock, and when you come up to it, it'll unlock for you as well, so you don't even have to touch the handle, and you can turn that on and off. And by the way, this also is equipped with soft closed doors.
Oh yeah, that's the big thing, because especially for us, we constantly need to loading in and load out stuff. It's just makes your life much easier.
Yeah, especially with kids too. It's like sometimes you've loaded them all in, you've buckled yourself up. Oh, the door's not closed, and they don't have the leverage to actually open it and close it or slam it. This one, you just close it and it'll just suck itself in, which is really, really nice.
It's like the gentle touch.
It's a nice luxury touch for sure.
And noticeably, the stereo system sounds much better in this vehicle.
Yes, and not only does it sound good, it actually looks good. This is a BMW system, not BMW, but B&W system. I love the speaker grills, how they're lit up in behind it. You can change the color, and also this interior has ambient lighting. Not only that, but the roof itself, it's got a sky lounge roof. And so the roof actually lights up in different colors of how you have it. There's a whole bunch of different themes you can put, you can set on your BMW X5M here, and whatever mood you want, it can do all sorts of things, including pump fragrance in. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Do not like that. They can have that. I'm sorry. The only fragrance that I want to smell is burnt rubber, maybe. All right.
No, it's good. Keep it up. And also the camera system in this vehicle, it is so clear and so precise.
Yeah.
For me, so much easier to know, where to turn the wheel.
Yeah, a lot of you might go, yeah, it's a camera, big deal. Like, you have to realize, yes, this is a performance vehicle, and but it's driven every day. If this is your daily driver, these things do make a difference. Especially, Cynthia's been driving this vehicle for almost a week, and these are everyday things.
I'm not giving you the back. I told you shouldn't let me drive this one. I really, really do like the back automatic cover.
Okay, well, this X5M has, it is the most over-engineered tonneau cover in the rear. It recesses power by power into the actual floor of the rear area, and then it comes up, and yeah, it's kind of cool, but I can see this breaking. It's going to cost a lot to fix, but it is cool.
I've been missing the auto hold feature for so long, and now I got it.
Well, we've had a couple X3s, and they all had the auto hold, and yeah, so basically you get to a light or stop sign, or if you're going to be stopped for an extended period of time, it'll just hold the vehicle for you, and then you just press the pedal, the accelerator, and off you go. So it is nice. Once you've had it, it's hard not to have it.
It just overall, to me, I feel this car has so much to offer. It is always there when you need it.
Yeah, well, in terms of power and torque, that's for sure, it's always there. I totally agree with you there. And, I have to say, some people say 617 horsepower. That's kind of pointless. Like, where are you going to use this type of power every day? And yes, it is true. This car is just so capable, but you know what? Why not? It might not be the right vehicle for you or for me, but for some people, it's not about, hey, I'm going to be doing 200 miles an hour on the freeway. Just to have that power available, hey, what's wrong with that? Guess what? There are kids out there right now spending $600-700 on buying used sneakers, and and they don't even wear them. Like, where's the point in that? At least, like, at least, hey, guess what? If you can afford this car, and yeah, it's got 600 plus horsepower, at least you're using it. At least you're driving it every day. Yeah, I really enjoy driving this vehicle as well. For an M vehicle, it's everything plus more. It's not just a super high performance SUV. It is an everyday driver. Obviously, you can see it's got utility. You can put bikes in the back. We have the kids in the back, and we didn't even talk about, you have the all-wheel drive capability, not just for performance, but for, of course, for bad weather. Put winter tires on this, and you're good to go. Okay, Cynthia, hit the M1 button right there.
Here.
Yeah. Push it, push it.
real?
Yeah, push it.
Are we going to take off?
Okay,
I
there we go. So
did.
M1, there's 2 M buttons on this steering wheel and they're customizable. M2, you can actually, let's say, put your most extreme parameters on there. Maybe you're going to the track, but M1, we've got it in sport mode right now, and go. Oh yeah, you can hear that exhaust.
Love the sound. Hey, girls.
Oh, it sounds good, it feels good.
Can I go M2?
Now, if you go M2, it actually will ask you to even hit it again to confirm that, hey, are you sure you want to go to M2? Because if you go to M2, it turns off all your stability control. With M1, well, how we have it set right now, the stability control is still on, but it's not as intrusive. So it's only going to kick in emergencies. But if you go to M2, the way we have it set right now, it's not going to help you whatsoever, and I'm going to say don't hit the M2. Right on cue, here comes the rain as we kind of predicted. Anyways, next vehicle up is the Cayenne S Coupe, and it'll probably be actually tomorrow when we film it because the kids have to get home and we have to make dinner and all that stuff. So you'll see us driving the Coupe probably in different clothes. Also, I wanted to ask you guys to be nice to Cynthia here, okay?
Don't put subtitles.
Okay, she doesn't want me to put subtitles on her. English is not her first language, and she really did not want to do this, but this is the only way I could do it with 2 vehicles.
I would love to do it, believe me.
But anyways, before we get to the next vehicle, one thing you can do for us, though, what can they do, Cynthia?
Hit subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and it really helps support the channel so we can continue making content for you.
Subscribe button.
And hit that subscribe button. Okay, if you're not going to listen to me or her, at least listen to the little one in the back. Well, we've dropped the kids off at school again. Got another couple hours of free time, not a whole lot of time. We've changed. I've got a big pimple on my face today. So yeah.
My beautiful smile.
Well, yes. I'm sure everybody wants to see your smile better than mine. Seriously. So anyways, we are now in the Cayenne S Coupe. You know, it's actually called Coupe. Most people just say Coupe. So either way, you know what I mean. This is it's the sportier version in the body shape of it, you know, so it kind of slopes down in the back here, and this is the S model. The first thing I noticed when I got into this Cayenne, though, is just the seating position. You know, when we got into the X5, what did I say?
He said that you're trying to actually lower the seat.
I wanted to be in a more sports-oriented position and have a lower seating position, and it just doesn't allow for that on the X5M. And in this Cayenne, you really do feel like you are in a sportier vehicle for sure.
But I do like the actually higher seating in the X5. Just more visibility gives me more comfort of driving.
Yeah, more visibility for sure. Yeah, you do get that. But you know, it's like you just sitting here and I feel like I'm in more of a cockpit opposed to in the X5 you're commanding a big huge command center. You know, there's a lot of electronics going. Sure, they both have big screens. However, I like how Porsche has worked their screen into the instrument panel here. You actually do have an analog gauge in the middle, so it gives it a little bit of a nostalgic look. Yet you do have your digital displays, and everything's controlled with the wheels on your steering wheel here. And speaking of steering wheel, what do you think of this steering wheel?
Skinnier.
Yeah. You know, it's like, it's not all just about, you know, how big something is. Size isn't always the biggest thing, okay?
It does matter.
So anyways, I like this steering wheel, and it has these indentations for your thumbs, and it really puts your hands in a very, very good driving position. This is heated, by the way. Now, another thing that I noticed as soon as I got into this one, coming straight from the X5, of course, it's the power, you know, the torque. And we said this before, it's not a total fair comparison. The X5M has a couple hundred horses over this. But yeah, that torque made it really easy to drive. And I guess the more comparable vehicle to this would probably be the X5, maybe the M40i, maybe, you know, or maybe the V8, the M50i. But anyways, like I said, we can't be picky of which one we have. We're just gonna kind of compare the models in general. So how do you like the look of these two vehicles, the X5 and the Cayenne?
I love the color on the X5, but for the shape of the car, this one definitely gives more of the, you know, sporty look.
Yeah, you know, it's like, so this has the slope down rear, and it looks sportier for sure. It has some style to it. I'm not saying the X5 is ugly or anything, but it is definitely more of a boxy looking vehicle compared to the Cayenne or the Cayenne Coupe that we have here. There's just so much more style. And I kind of compare this to maybe like a Macan, but a bigger Macan. And I'm a huge fan of the Porsche Macan and its shape. It's I've said it before, it's like having an SUV Boxster. Porsche has really done a good job of putting the S in SUV. They have so much sport in their SUVs. Yeah,
I noticed.
you're holding the holy handles, right?
Are those really for this?
Cynthia was asking, what are these handles for? And I said, well, they're the holy handles. And she's like, really?
Learn something new.
I don't know. I would say yeah. Yes. If you are on a racetrack and you're the passenger going for hot laps, I'd say those would come in real handy. Yeah. So under this hood for this Cayenne S is the beautiful 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo from Porsche. It puts out 434 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. And yes, it is not as quick as that X5M. 0 to 100K is about 5 seconds. So it's a whole second off the X5M, but once again, we're not comparing exactly apples to apples there, but this engine, it really hits a sweet spot. Now on the Coupé, the Sport Chrono comes automatically with it, and with that you get a dial on your steering wheel. You can choose from your regular, you can just go Sport Plus, and you go individual, and you have the Sport Response button, which we will get to in a second. This is also equipped with the Performance package. So what you get there, first of all, when we start it up, or when we just give it a little bit of a throttle there, you can hear that beautiful high RPM engine coming through the Sport exhaust. This is also equipped with rear axle steering, so you can even be more nimble in the corners there. And BMW, you can get that as well. This is also equipped with Porsche's Torque Vectoring Plus, so you've got all the bells and whistles to make sure that you have a real good time in the twisties driving this Porsche.
This is why we're here.
It's so nimble. Like when you drive the X5, you just feel like you're driving something really big, and it is. Even though they're fairly similar in size,
the weight is
the
quite
weight.
different.
Oh, this is much lighter than the X5M. You really feel like you're driving like a sports car that's been made into an SUV on the Porsche. Yet on the X5M, you are driving an SUV made into a sports car, if you know what I mean. This one has optioned out with 21-inch turbo wheels. Of course, that's going to cost you about $3,000 more. And that's one thing with Porsche, there are a lot of options, which is good and bad, because that means that you could just spec out your Porsche exactly the way you want. There's a downside though. You know what that is? Yes, cha-ching. Okay, when this vehicle launched, I went to the launch in Austria, and the vehicle that I was driving, which was a Cayenne S, this starts at just over $100,000, but the vehicle that I was driving was optioned out so high, it was almost $170,000 after the options. So yeah, it does not come cheap, but you can get exactly what you want. You can get carbon fiber roof, you get lightweight packages, you name it, you can get it with a Porsche. Now, a couple options. This one has, like on the interior, this one has the club leather interior in truffle brown. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the color by any means. I like the feel. Like, so this is the entire interior is all leather. The dash is leather. The door panels are leather. It feels so nice when you touch everything, you know, but it's almost $6,000 for that option, right? So it is not inexpensive. This also has the convenience package, and guess what? That's almost $5,000 as well. So that gets you comfort access thing, you know, that you get just like on the BMW, except this one does not open for you automatically and lock for you like the BMW one though. So that's a big plus for the BMW.
Can you add it on?
No, you can't. No. You know, you cannot add that on, but this one does have a Bose sound system. Sounds great. It also has Apple CarPlay. However, it does not have Android Auto, and we failed to mention that on the BMW. That one does have Apple CarPlay. Android Auto?
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. With iDrive, with vehicles with iDrive 7, I heard Android Auto will be coming. So if you are an Android fan, you might want to consider that if that is one of your big, huge buying points. Once again, you can outfit this however you want. You can get heated rear seats, ventilated front seats, LED matrix headlamps. This does come standard with LED lamps, but not the matrix style. You can get quad zone climate control. Okay, let's just listen to this beauty. Let's put her into Sport Plus. You know what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
the vehicle's lowering. By the way, this has air suspension.
Yeah.
Listen to that. It is just music to my ear, and it's so stable. It is this, you know, this is made to be on the Autobahn. It's incredibly stable. And we have a spoiler. I forgot to mention that. We have a spoiler in the back, which is kind of cool for an SUV. So Cynthia, you also drove this when I could pry you away from the X5. Is there anything else that stood out for you on this vehicle?
I do like this vehicle offers more back seat space for the back passengers.
It feels like it has more legroom, yeah?
Yes, and but I guess from that you do get less with cargo space.
The cargo space is a little bit less because this is the coupe.
Okay.
Right,
there
because
makes sense.
we slope down. If you actually had the traditional, the regular Cayenne, you will gain some cargo area. One thing I have to say about the X5 though, if you didn't get the X5M and got this a 6-cylinder model, you can get a third row as an option.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yes, so that's convenient. You cannot get that in a Cayenne. That's not an option whatsoever. Can't believe I'm saying this, that it just seems like there's a lot of value with the X5. You know, how can you put those two words together, BMW and value? But you know, when you're actually comparing how many features you can get for a BMW for the price, if you compare it with the Porsche, yeah, you do get a lot for your money on that X5, but you're still not getting a Porsche though. That's a big thing. Like, you know, to some people, yeah, horsepower is great and everything else, but also, what do you think about the badge in the front though?
Well, I'm just looking at the badge right there.
Yeah.
It's looking gold.
You know, you have to be realistic. People want the badge, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Who doesn't aspire to own a Porsche? I know I always grew up wanting a Porsche for sure. So here, one thing that's also cool with the dial here, there's a button, and that's a sports response button. So anytime if I want even more performance, if I hit this, it gives me maximum everything for 20 seconds.
You're looking for this.
Listen to that. Feel it. Oh man.
I felt it.
Like, this thing just rides on rails. I'm sorry, but there's no comparison of how this handles, regardless. I don't care about 0 to 60 times or anything, how this handles compared to the X5.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad about the X5. It is a nice vehicle, especially this newest version. It's a very, very good vehicle, but hands down, handling wise, I have to hand it to Porsche.
I have to agree. The more I ride in it, the more I feel it.
Yeah. You just feel like you're driving a sports SUV, really. And as we mentioned earlier, hey, some of these images that you're looking at might not be the car that we're driving right now. Why? Well, because once again, it's pouring rain. The forecast is rain for the next, I don't know, as long as you can possibly see, it's rain. And it's too hard to actually film and drive at the same time. So enjoy these images, because someone went through great lengths to film these beautiful cars for you, and yeah, we'll enjoy them as well. Okay, Cynthia, you see the sign back there? It's either swipe right or swipe left. Which one are you gonna go for? I have a feeling that since you're standing in front of the blue one, it might be that one, but which one do you prefer if you could buy one or the other?
If I've got the money, then 2 hands down for the BMW X5M.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It just, for me, it's overall experience. You know, a lot of beauty features are so convenient for the everyday use with the kids, especially with our, you know, particular our family. Also, I like it. It's, you know, it is so powerful, but it's not aggressive on the road.
Oh, that's what I do like about the X5M as well. It is powerful, 617 horsepower, but this is probably the most practical and the best M vehicle that I've driven, because it kind of works for everything. That X3M that we tested last year, that one was so stiff, it literally rattled your fillings out of your mouth. And this one, yeah, you could drive this every day, and it has a lot of creature comforts, and you like the massaging seats and all those luxury things, you know. So I'm gonna choose though, of course, I'm standing in front of the Cayenne S Coupe. Yes, it's not an exact comparison to the X5M, especially with the horsepower wise, but you could go into the turbo. It's gonna cost you more money, of course, but there's just something about driving a Porsche, regardless if it's an SUV, if it's a rear engine 911 or you know, a Boxster. Everything fits like a glove with this Porsche. So if you really enjoy the driving experience, I would choose the Cayenne S. In an ideal world though, if you have the funds, I'd say get both.
So do I.
We finally agree on something. So once again, I want to thank the beautiful Miss Cynthia for assisting us today on this 2-car review. And yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. Be nice though, okay, you guys? Be very, very nice. All right, because we're very sensitive. so
Well,
yeah.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, so leave a comment below. Like the video if you liked it. If you don't like it, leave a comment and tell me why you didn't like it. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because it really helps support the channel. So, thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Meow.
Meow.
That's what the kids would say. Meow, 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 meow. Now we gotta go pick up the kids. That's life.
Real life.
Real life. For real. And we have to go pay for gas for this thing. So that's why we need you to subscribe, so we can pay for the fuel.